So, Rudraksh was released in 2004 and stars Sanjay Dutt and Sunil Shetty. And it's probably the worst Bollywood movie I've ever seen. So in this movie, a scientist slash doctor investigates a man with paranormal supernatural healing powers and discovers the horrors of dark magic. Where do I even start? Oh my god. First of all, before I unleash on this horrible movie, let me just say, I like the music. That's a plus in Bollywood movies, right? I mean, that's the only decent thing I could think of. Other than that, this movie, like I said, let's just start because we have a lot to get through. So let's just go ahead and start. So Buria, who is played by Sunil Shetty, is part of a digging team, like some kind of archaeological team where they're looking for artifacts of like past wars, and they're trying to find some kind of demon artifact. Buria was like the chief. I don't even know what he was. In the movie, he claims he's a contractor, but that kind of makes no sense because he's just going around and whipping people. Like, I'm like, that's not what a contractor does, buddy. But the first 10 minutes of this movie, it's like paced horribly, and the way it's edited, it's like the edit of this movie. It's like they were skipping scenes. It's like there were certain scenes that were meant to be placed, but they just forgot to put it in the final editing process. So it's just like, it's so jarring and so confusing to understand what's going on. Why is he even at this? You know, why is he even part of this team? How did it start? Why does he have a girlfriend all of a sudden? And why is she also part of the team, but like not part of the team? She's like doing her own thing, not even helping out in the digging process. So it's like, there's so many questions I have in the matter of 2 minutes that truly, really don't get answered at all. So they find this evil artifact, and because of its, I don't know, demonic powers, it changes Buria. It completely changes him from a aggressive guy to an even more aggressive guy. And late at night, he discovers that he is the heir of its true power, and he alone can withhold it and like spread its message across the world. So he decides to kill the entire archaeological team, and let's just look at his massacre. Who dies like that? Who does that? Look, I've never been shot before, but even I know that that's not what happens. You don't get shot and be like, oh god, this movie's terrible. So anyways, he gets the artifact back. Him and his girlfriend, they escape together, and then the movie goes black. And then it says many years pass by when they were in hiding. And this is how the next scene starts. What the heck? It was so out of nowhere. It was almost like a jump scare, kind of. But yeah, let's just get this out of the way. The CGI, that's the elephant in the room. Oh my god, it's awful. This movie came out in 2004, but it was still, I mean, it felt like it was dated when the movie was released. We are in Mortal Kombat Annihilation levels of bad of CGI. It's like almost every scene is CGI. I mean, at one point, there was a lady getting into a helicopter, and that helicopter was CGI. Was the budget so low that they couldn't afford a helicopter for like 5 seconds just to show her getting into it to go to another place? It's like, it angered me so much. It's like, why is this scene CGI? Why is that CGI? You could have easily done practical effects for that. Maybe they just decided, okay, let's just put the entire budget into Sanjay Dutt's hair and all of the CGI, and maybe this movie will work. But it didn't. It sucks. This movie sucks. So like, Buria is like randomly killing people in the first 20 minutes of this movie, and it makes no sense why he's doing it, because like, Amitabh Bachchan, yes, the Amitabh Bachchan is narrating this movie for some reason. I don't know how they wrote him into this. So he's narrating the movie and saying that him and his girlfriend are contract killers. And he said his goal is to turn everybody into a demon. Why are you a contract killer? You're a demon. You're like the heir of the Demon King. Why are you a contract killer for money? That makes zero sense. And the people he's killing and causing to fight each other, they have absolutely nothing to do with the plot. That was such a weird side plot that was never ever mentioned again about him being a contract killer. They just added it there and expected the audience to just go along with it. Well, no, we're not going along with it, buddy. So then Buria starts talking to his girlfriend Lali. He's like, I need a brother to help me with these demonic powers, and then we're going to love each other, and then guess what? I'm going to sacrifice him, and that way I can achieve full power. Okay, fine, whatever. But then the movie goes black and credits start rolling. And I was like, is the movie over? But no, that was the introductory movie credits. So I had to go through 20 minutes to get to the introductory movie. So I realized, I was like, oh my god, the movie hasn't even started yet. And I was like, oh hell no. Then we meet Bipasha's character, and she is a doctor slash journalist slash scientist. Okay, whatever. And then we are introduced to Sanjay Dutt's character, Varun.
Doing puja every day school.
Okay, stop. I have so many questions. Why does he have long hair? What was the point of him having long hair in this movie? He's a black belt. Why did he learn how to be a black belt if he has healing powers? Why is his dojo in some kind of weird abandoned factory where he's surrounded by thumbs up and Coca-Cola bottles? I have so many questions on the set design and the look of him. It's just... what were they thinking? Oh yeah, by the way, Sanjay Dutt's character also speaks 3 languages. He speaks English, he speaks Sanskrit, and he also speaks Japanese.
Arigato gozaimasu! Yakusoku kumete! Hiren godan kata!
Oh yeah, by the way, Varun works part-time at a club as a bouncer. What is this? Like, who is this guy? What was the point of adding that? Because all it was just to have a song in the movie. There were so many other ways to have him in the club, but for some reason they're like, yeah, he works part-time at a club because he's a bouncer. What is this character? What was the point? How does that add anything to the movie? It doesn't! They take Varun and start doing scientific tests on him, try to see like, oh, how does he come up with these powers? And it's also revealed that he also has telekinetic powers. Okay, he just moves like this Pepsi can all the way to him, whatever. And then we also meet the other scientist in this movie, Susie.
Wireless internet से file download हो रहा है.
I don't understand why they made her talk Hindi. They could have just had her speak English because he speaks English in the movie. So she could have just talked English the entire time and the message would have gotten across. But instead they made her play the stereotypical white person in every Bollywood movie where they just speak horrendous Hindi, where they're just like, "Main file download kar raha hoon. Mera naam Susie hai. Varun, tum kya kar rahe ho?" It's like, why? Why are you doing this to this poor girl? She's just trying to do a good job, and you just throw her to the sharks. Eventually, our 2 main characters, Sanjay Dutt and Sunil Shetty, they finally meet and fight for the first time in the spiritual world, I'm going to assume. I can't tell by the background. Their fight is terrible. It's just a bunch of dad noises the entire... That's literally all it is. It's just dad sounds the entire time, and it just takes you out of the movie because you don't know what to focus on. Do you focus on the weird outfits that they're wearing? Do you focus on the weird, cloudy, smoky background? Or do you focus on the horrendous fight choreography? There's so many things that are wrong with that sequence, and the slow motion. It's just... what do I look at? So Varun wakes up a couple of days later because he was unconscious for the past 2 days, and he's mad at everybody. He's like, oh my god, why are y'all doing this? Y'all don't care. I need to take out this guy. And then they're doing more experiments, and then Susie gets possessed by Buria through a rat. A rat! What? What is this movie? Why am I watching this? Who in their right mind was sitting in the whatever, the writer's room? They were like, you know what would really make the scene intense? Let's get a rat to possess the main girl. Huh? Right, guys? Huh? Kya baat hai yaar, bahut crore banayenge. No! Just, oh my god. Anyway, Susie goes on a rampage and she starts attacking all of her friends, and then she dies in the dumbest way possible. Obviously, this whole situation is terrible to look at, and Bipasha's so stressed out. She's like, Varun, I need you to take care of me. You can heal people, heal me. And I'm going to put heal in quotation marks because they might as well have put an M on the corner of the screen for M for mature, because oh my lord, he was not healing her whatsoever. That was one of the most uncomfortable scenes I have ever seen with these eyes ever. Like, I have a bad eye, and I'm pretty sure my one good eye is ruined now because I had to watch Bipasha just try to be seductive while Sanjay Dutt is trying to heal her, and I'm definitely going to need therapy after that. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So at one point they were at a hospital where a guy who was going crazy because of Buria, he starts chanting weird, he's speaking gibberish, and they record it, and Varun's like, no, this isn't gibberish, this is some kind of demonic thing. So they end up going to the mountains to find Varun's father, who is also a high priest. And how does this high priest decipher this demonic chant, this very old language? Simple. The only way religious people know how. Why not at this point, right? Apple can do everything, right? I mean, the level of writing and explanation I'm seeing in this movie, it's like seeing a guy watch his kitchen catch on fire and he just throws the fire extinguisher at the fire, hoping for it to go away. That's the level of dumb that I'm seeing right now for this movie. So at the end of the mountain scene, Varun's father actually dies. He gets stabbed by some, I don't know, demonic weapon. It's just a weird metal weapon. There's nothing holistic about it, okay? He dies, and it's this weird smoke cloud, whatever, and it goes away into the night. And nobody knows who it was. Oh, wait, never mind. Somebody, or should I say something, did know who it was. This little camcorder that was on the ground, they were able to go back and replay the whole thing, and it shows, oh, it's Sunil Shetty. So let me get this straight. All the high priests in the building, no, they don't know who it is. But this little camcorder that probably records in like 240p, oh, as clear as day, it's Sunil Shetty. Like, what is going on? This part of the movie actually made me really, really mad, and that's saying something, okay? So they decide to go back to the old digging site that happened in the first 20 minutes of the movie. And then Varun meets this old watchman who was at that archaeological site at the time of them finding that demonic product, okay? So then what happens? That watchman is telling Varun what happened. And what do? We spend the next 15 minutes just re-watching the first 20 minutes of the movie. I mean, it's like they realize, they're like, oh my god, we only have like an hour and 30 of this movie, and Bollywood movie is supposed to be 3 hours. Let's just add 30 minutes more of just rehashing the first 30 minutes of this movie. It angered me so much because I was like, I'm literally sitting here wasting my time watching this movie. And you were wasting my time even more by showing me something that I had to suffer through at the beginning of the movie. Why do you hate me so, Bollywood? Also, Bipasha's character sucks. Like, she just sucks so much. All she does, she's just a damsel in distress, and then she's just asking why all the time. Like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? How is that possible? Why is this happening? Lady, we told you, it's all demonic stuff. It's all demon stuff. Your answer should always be, it's because they're demonic. That's why all this is happening. Just shut up, Bipasha. So we finally get to the final fight, and it's, terrible. It's so bad. It's probably the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm pretty sure I would rather watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation's final fight. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, at one point, Sunil Shetty, like, he does the shadow clone jutsu, so there's, like, 4 of them, and they're all dressed, like, exquisitely. I don't understand why they made him dress like that. So it's just so bad, okay? And then, of course, Sunil Shetty finally dies. And that's fine. Of course he's going to die at the end. He dies in, like, this fire or whatever. But then the movie just ends like that. Like, he dies, and then Sanjay Dutt does this weird, like, prayer hand gesture thing. And then it just says, the end. That's how you end the movie? I mean, I'm not shocked. Like, why am I shocked? Of course it was going to end in the dumbest way possible. So, thankfully, mercifully, this movie's over. I mean, F, right? Like, this movie gets an F. I have nothing more to say. I have nothing more to say. I sat down on my day off and I was like, you know what? A lot of people have said bad things about this movie, but how truly bad is this movie? It's terrible! Terrible! It might be the worst Bollywood movie I have ever seen in my life. I, for some reason, hate myself, okay? So I just like to watch things that raise my blood pressure and just make me hate more things in life, okay? So this movie gets an F. F, okay? F. Terrible. I'm done. I'm going to bed. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Maybe.